will not allow the Supreme Court or anyone to divide us.
Outrage and a promise to fight back. The message from LA Mayor Karen Bass after the country's highest court's decision allowing federal agents to continue sweeping immigration operations in Los Angeles.
And we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button, my people. You know that it helps us out a ton. And, of course, it helps you because it helps us keep bringing you these stories every day. Now, y'all, today we're going to talk about your girl, the mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass. She is having something of a conniption fit, y'all, because the Supreme Court has ruled that ICE and immigration officials can detain people on the basis of how they look, the language they speak, and the type of job that they do. So that's the TLDR. You know, that's the takeaway of the ruling. And Karen Bass is, of course, the mayor of Los Angeles, where there has been a lot of ICE activity. And it seems like every time something like this happens, she comes out, finds the closest microphone, and starts screaming. And, you know, frankly, I can understand her frustration, right? Because she's trying to be a mayor of a city. She's trying to help people feel like they can move around, but she has no power to stop the federal government. She wants to have a sanctuary city where people who are in the country without permission can partake in everyday American life without problems. And the Supreme Court ruling from yesterday basically says, nah, not so much. So what we're going to do today, y'all, we're going to take a look at Karen Bass losing her marbles over this recent ruling. But as we do, y'all, I want you to ask yourself this question. This is an important question. Usually we think people should not be able to be stopped and detained by police or law enforcement based on their race. Okay. Now this most recent ruling doesn't say that law enforcement can. It doesn't give them the permission to do that. But it's very close to that, okay? It's very close. Like, hey, if they look Latino, if they're speaking Spanish, if they're outside of a Home Depot, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. So I want you to ask yourself the question, do you agree with that decision? We know Karen Bass doesn't, and in this video, you're going to hear her flip out over just that. Let's get into it. But before we do, y'all, make sure you take care of your money. I'm not going to make this a long one, y'all. Go to paralegold, PARALEGOLD.com or call 844-651-8334, 844-651-8334. If you have $50,000 to $100,000 or more in your retirement, protected from inflation, protected from monetary debasement, you're about to retire. Make sure your money's still there and it's still worth something by investing at least some of it in gold. Talk to our partners at Augusta Precious Metals. Go click the link now, get the free information, and protect your precious retirement.
The nation's highest court sides with the Trump administration. Another big story today, clearing the way for federal agents to carry out sweeping immigration enforcement again. Welcome to the Fox 11 News at 5 simulcast on our sister station, Fox 11 Plus. I'm Christine Devine. So LA's Mayor Karen Bass stood united with several community leaders outside the Westlake Home Depot today. They were condemning the Supreme Court's decision. That's where we find Fox 11's Rachel Aragon with the story. Rachel?
Several top LA city leaders stood outside this very Home Depot in Westlake. A reminder, it's one of several stores that was targeted by federal agents earlier this month and last month. We also know, though, after today's big Supreme Court ruling, it's prompting more concerns and fears about these raids continuing.
We will not allow the Supreme Court or anyone to divide us.
Outrage and a promise to fight back. The message from LA Mayor Karen Bass after the country's highest court's decision allowing federal agents to continue sweeping immigration operations in Los Angeles using race or language as a basis to stop people.
Law enforcement cannot racially profile and discriminate against Latinos, against Angelenos based on their race.
From Home Depots to car washes. Over the last 3 months, the federal immigration raids in the LA area have made some fearful to continue or find work.
Approximately 247 car wash workers have disappeared from our communities. This is just unacceptable.
It's a daily fear in our community. People aren't going to church, aren't going to work in many cases.
Ron Gochez, a community organizer and teacher in South Los Angeles, says after Monday's ruling, he plans to continue conducting community patrols.
What we try to do is we try to locate ICE activity before they strike so that we can warn our community so they have a chance to defend themselves.
In a social media post, the Department of Homeland Security calling the Supreme Court's decision a victory, adding DHS will continue to arrest and remove the criminal illegal aliens that the mayor of LA is protecting.
Serious rule?
But top city leaders say they're not backing down despite Monday's decision.
From the beginning, we have known that Los Angeles has been used as a test case for total dominance and unchecked power by the federal government.
And earlier today, Mayor Bass also adding, she says she has taken several steps in response to all this. As one example, she said she filed a Freedom of Information request to get more answers from the federal government as to where and why people are being taken away. We're live in Westlake. Rachel Aragon, back to you.
Now, the last time that Karen Bass flipped out was when the ICE official showed up outside of a Gavin Newsom press conference. He's talking about how California is going to retaliate against Texas with its own redistricting. And the immigration officials showed up outside and started arresting people, causing both a meltdown by Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass.
But the swift arrival of Mayor Bass with her own answer.
Mayor Bass, you're live on NBC4 right now. You do not believe that this just happened to be a coincidence.
There is no way this was a coincidence. This was widely publicized that the governor and many of our other elected officials were having a press conference here to talk about redistricting, and they decided they were going to come and thumb their nose in front of the governor's face.
And she was joined by leading Democrats on Capitol Hill who were here to support Newsom's plan.
It's not a coincidence. I mean, Trump is all about spectacle. He's trying to intimidate. But guess what? Californians don't get intimidated.
Are they here to arrest the governor and the senators? I'm sure Trump would like to. And he seems to regard these ICE agents as his own personal political police.
Border Patrol's Greg Bovino, speaking directly to NBC4 Investigates, says the man they cuffed today and took away was done so because he was in this country illegally. No matter, according to Congresswoman Maxine Waters.
And we know that you're trying to somehow indicate that you're saving other Californians from all of those that you have targeted. Stay out of here. We don't want you.
Those inside the rally today were made aware of the mobilization of immigration agents outside the news conference in the Democracy Plaza. I asked the governor about that during a press conference after the rally.
Could you speak to the ICE action outside the news conference?
It's pretty sick and pathetic. And it just said everything you need to know, the setting that we're under. That they chose the time, manner, and place to send their district director outside right when we're about to have this press conference. She said everything you know about Donald Trump's America. Wake up, America. Wake up. You will not have a country if he rigs this election. You will have a president who will be running for a third term. Mark my word. I wasn't exaggerating when I said that I received in the mail a Trump 2028 hat from one of his biggest supporters. These guys are not screwing around. The rules do not apply to him. The most corrupt president in history. It's a lawless president. Wake up, America. Wake up to what's going on.
So, y'all, I guess there's two questions here. One is Karen Bass's reaction, her form, her style. Again, there's nothing she can do, right? She can do nothing, especially now that the Supreme Court has ruled against her and her side and the way that she wants things to be. It's over, I mean, the court case continues in the appeals court, so maybe they get some relief that way once the case is finally heard. But for now, the Trump administration can move forward with their mass deportation efforts, and there's nothing that the local or state officials can do. So I guess one question is, do you agree with the Supreme Court? Do you agree with being able to stop people, detain them, and question them based on their appearance to be Latino, based on them speaking Spanish, and based on the fact that they're working certain types of jobs? That's one question. Let me know down in the comments. And then two, how do you rate Karen Bass's reaction? I mean, I think she's trying to show outrage. I think she's trying to channel the emotional state of a lot of her constituents. And maybe she is personally offended by all this as well, or professionally. Let me know what you think about this down in the comments, y'all. But before you do, please stop, hit the share button. Share this video out over email, text message, WhatsApp, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all your favorite social mediums. And if you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. For my people with a retirement, have y'all seen that gold has shot up to all-time highs lately? I've been telling y'all about gold for months and months and months now, y'all. You probably could be up another 50, 60, 100,000, 200, maybe even $500,000 if you had listened to moi. It's not too late, y'all. Go to our link. It's the first link down in the description, ParaleGold, ParaleGold.com. Get the information and speak to our people at Augusta Precious Metals at 844-651-8334. Thank y'all for watching. Love y'all, and we'll see you back in the next one.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. First of all, let me thank the ACLU, Public Council, CHIRLA, and all of the community organizations that are here. I am very proud to stand with you, and we are so fortunate in our city to have these organizations that have a long history of defending immigrant Angelenos. Today, the Supreme Court, the very body that used to advance civil rights and defend personal liberties, has now given the green light for law enforcement to profile and detain Angelenos based on their race. I want the entire nation to hear me when I say this isn't just an attack on the people of Los Angeles. This is an attack on every person in this city and in every city in our country. Justice Sotomayor said it best in her dissent. She wrote, "We should not have to live in a country where the government can seize anyone who looks Latino, speaks Spanish, and appears to work in a low-wage job. Rather than stand idly by while our constitutional freedoms are lost, I dissent." And I agree with her. I dissent. We all dissent. Because from the beginning, we have known that Los Angeles has been used as a test case for total dominance and unchecked power by the federal government. We have been used as a test case to begin to normalize military intervention and takeover of our cities. And standing united, we took their unlawful and unconstitutional tactics to court, and we won, not once, but twice. Two different courts ruled in our favor of the people and our immigrant population, that law enforcement cannot racially profile and discriminate against Latinos, against Angelenos based on their race. The rule of law used to mean something, not just to us, but to the Supreme Court. But now, with the stroke of a pen, the Supreme Court has undermined the rights of millions. And how ironic is it that this same Supreme Court that ruled colleges cannot use race in the admissions process has now ruled that law enforcement can use race to conduct raids and detain people. Hypocrites. Will that same Supreme Court next decide that it's okay if we are separate but equal? That some can marry but others can't? That rights apply to some groups and not to others? That they will ignore precedent and do whatever the White House wishes? Unfortunately, we knew we could not rely on the Supreme Court to deliver justice. I have already directed all city departments to bolster protocols and training in compliance with the city's law prohibiting the use of resources in immigration enforcement. I've also submitted a Freedom of Information Act requesting the federal government provide exactly where people are being taken and why. We know that this is simply un-American, but as enraging as the news is for many Angelenos and people across the country, let me make this very clear for the press and to our country that we will not allow the Supreme Court or anyone to divide us. We will not, and we will not participate in these cruel, inhumane tactics. And to all Angelenos, I will never stop fighting for your rights. I will always stand in solidarity and support of all of the organizations here that represent our people. Thank you, and let me just say, we will bring justice to this issue, to our community. We will not stop stand for this type of discrimination and racism. Thank you.
Once again, that was the Los Angeles mayor there, Karen Bass, at that afternoon rally. And she put this on X as well, saying, "Let me be clear, we will not allow the White House nor the Supreme Court to divide us. To all Angelenos, I will never stop fighting for your rights, your dignity, and your safety, despite this administration's efforts to threaten them. We will stand united."